33rd team made up of former NFL executives, player personnel guys. Jordan Vanek talking about why he's looking forward to the skill position matchups with the Bengals receivers and the Browns secondary.
Jamar Chase, he is helped by T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. But the interesting matchup, they are 1-3 against the Cleveland Browns in the last 2 years. And last year on the Pivot podcast, Jamar Chase mentioned how he doesn't think Denzel Ward's elite. He doesn't like anything going on in there. It's on site when they see him. So I am curious with a Jim Schwartz defense that's going to come at you. You're not going to get that safety help that Joe Woods was giving you. How does Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, and Martin Emerson match up with this trio of wide receivers? This is going to be the first time that Burrow is going to get single high against this Browns team. Obviously, they got to protect him. They got to handle Myles Garrett. But when the ball is snapped, how physical are these guys going to be at the line of scrimmage? And then how many big plays is it going to cause with Jamar Chase getting that man-on-man coverage that he seeks? And Denzel Ward, he talked about the interception he had against them 2 years ago, which was on Chase, running a route that he read. So it's a matchup where the trash talk is there, divisional rivals, two teams have been going at it the last 2 years, and for whatever reason, the Browns have had the Bengals number. Let's see it this year in upcoming matchup.
And Tim, the thing that I'm curious is how they're going to block this defensive line. The Bengals' offensive line has not been good. I know they went out and addressed the left tackle. Good luck with the type of aggressiveness that this defensive line is going to bring. It's going to be different.
Yeah, I mean, they got Orlando Brown. Obviously he's a very good left tackle, one of the more underrated left tackles I think in all of football. But then all of a sudden, the Browns counter that by trading for Zadarius Smith. So now, the Bengals have a better offensive line and the Browns counter that by saying, well, you know what, here's instead of one Pro Bowl defensive end, here's two Pro Bowl defensive ends. And Jim Schwartz, as creative as they come as far as, deploying defensive linemen, it's going to be fascinating what he does with that. And going back to what, Jordan Vanek was talking about, when it comes to, the Browns corners against the Bengals receivers, it's a big reason why the Browns match up better with the Bengals than everybody else in the AFC North does. I mean, for whatever reason, this defense has had Joe Burrow's number for the past couple seasons. And I think if you're going to match up with a team like this, as important as it is to have the pass rush, you need to have capable corners who can match up with each of those three top receivers the Bengals have: Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. And it's clear, especially from last season, how well Martin Emerson kind of fits in as a bigger guy. And Denzel Ward, we know his prowess as a corner. Greg Newsome, I expect, will, continue to progress into his third season. You have three highly talented corners against three highly talented receivers. I know Jamar Chase is one of the best receivers in football, and there's only so much you're going to be able to do against that. But, outside of that second matchup against the Bengals, and where I think, the injuries to Boyd and Higgins kind of had the Browns' defensive game plan a little discombobulated, by and large, Denzel Ward has done a very good job against Jamar Chase in those previous matchups. So, yeah, that's what I think everybody who's watching that game should be really watching is, how those battles shake out, on the perimeter.